As of 2024, the amount of money that had not been paid towards capitation, which was budgeted for, was 64.2 billion shillings. That was 2024. The number now has steadily increased over time with, okay, so you don't pay some 3,000 per child here, you don't pay some 2,000 here, it adds up. And so now we're knocking on 70 billion shillings. I'm curious, where does this money go?
Well, I mean, I think you can figure out, your Kenyan for this last many years is that you have heard of something called budgeted corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where you budget for things that are never provided, but it's in the budget. That applies to education, it applies to water, it applies to health. So one of the easiest ways of stealing money is to put it in the budget. But there is no close follow-up on whether that money has gotten used for the purposes for which it was meant.
But is the ministry not concerned? I'm sorry to interject, because to follow it. Because if the cabinet secretary today or the minister then says that we are releasing capitation to schools, over time 5,000 shillings was held by the ministry because they said for development, right? Yeah. This development that teachers are telling us they need an extra money to pay for dining hall, that's supposed to be development,
yes,
right? But it's withheld by the ministry. So where does it go? And then, if we're talking about 70 billion shillings, if you were to take 70 billion shillings today, you would solve quite a good amount of the issues that schools face, for which they're asking parents for this extra money today. That's the reasoning now behind this question of, if you told people that we're sending capitation and term one you sent less 3,000, is there thinking in the back end of the agents of education that, hello guys, we actually have not sent this money, this process then cannot complete?
Well, you see, that's why we were talking about corruption, not just in the education sector, but in other sectors. The question is, if that money doesn't go to schools, it goes to somebody else's pockets, And those are the questions we should be asking, and those are the questions the Auditor General has been, talking, kind of highlighting throughout.
Yeah.
So, unless you hold people accountable, what is to prevent you from repeating this the following year and the year after?
Sure.
We are not holding people to account for stealing public funds, and stealing public funds that make it impossible even for kids to go through school. So it's a very serious problem, and that's why I keep on going back to the issue about leadership. Is the mother of all problems. I mean, if we don't deal with it at that point, if we don't address the issue of accountability at the top, it is hypocritical to think that it will work down there. And if we vote for funds and everybody knows they have not gotten to schools, because if this money doesn't get to schools and is voted for, certainly, I mean, it's got to some pocket. So if we don't ask those questions and hold those people to account, then we do not have the interest of that child at heart, really. But that, that money can be voted as an excuse, but you want to use the child to